in Delhi Metro because everything is computerized. There is no manual noting down arrival, departure time, and all. Everything is computerized, so no fudging is possible. This is the value of punctuality that we insist upon all the employees. The second one, I said integrity. For us, I am still talking as a part of Delhi Metro, Delhi, a part of Konkan Railway. For us, integrity does not mean mere honesty or lack of corruption. It is much more than that. If you take up the Oxford Dictionary and see the meaning of integrity, you will see that it means having good moral values. And this is the definition we gave to integrity in our organizations. Have good moral values. Automatically honesty comes, automatically lack of corruption will come. And this we gave a premium to anybody joining the organization. I had, fortunately, the privilege or the power to have to recruit people, induct people in the organization. The only thing I used to check up was about the track record of the person, about his integrity record. If he does not know the job, it doesn't matter. We can teach him, or we can put somebody else to help him. But if he doesn't have integrity, then it is a serious erosion to the value of the organization, which we will not allow. We had occasions, we had to send out people from the organization suspecting their integrity. Someone will send out the people. I even had to send out an FNCO from Delhi Metro because we doubted his loyalty and his integrity. That sort of thing was so much insisted upon. With the result, this gives an entirely different image to the organization, either in Konkan Railway or Delhi Metro. And this image not merely gave confidence to the people dealing with the organization. You know, you'll be surprised to know that our rates were at least 10 to 15% less than the corresponding rate on Indian Railways outside. That is how the rates came down, because the contractors had so much confidence in the organization. And when I come to contracting and dealing with the contractors, I'll mention to you a little more about these matters. But this value of integrity, the importance of integrity was so much emphasized in the organization. We used to have also these vigilance awareness weeks and all the publicity regard to vigilance enforcement. But it was much more than that. The third thing I mentioned to you was professional competence. Most of you are engineers, and even the people in the traffic or the commercial planners, they are also almost like a technical job they are doing. The importance of knowing your job well. This is very much emphasized in the organizations. You must know your job very well. If you don't know it, learn it. We will send you anywhere in the world if necessary to pick up the knowledge. When we started Delhi Metro, as I told you, this country did not have any experience or any knowledge of building a world-class metro. But I picked up a core team from Konkan Railway brought it, then from the Railway Ministry I picked up people. The first thing I did was send out all these people abroad and in their individual areas learn the things and come back. They in turn became trainers for other people in the organization. They must know their job very well. And of course, it was supported and buttressed by the consultants, foreign consultants we engaged in the initial stages. This is most important, ladies and gentlemen. Wherever you are, whatever work you are doing, you must know your job very well. That gives you so much of confidence in decision making. So much of self-assurance is very important. Same as integrity also. If you have that integrity, if you are very honest, that gives you so much of confidence and so much of self-assurance to take decisions. And even if you take a wrong decision, if you have the reputation for high integrity, even if you take a wrong decision, no mal motives will be attached to those decisions. People are prepared to condone it. In Delhi Metro, I have many examples. People were making mistakes, but we never attached a vigilance motive to that. We went into that and thought, yes, here is a man, he has made a mistake because he did not know things properly. Make him learn the things properly so that he will not make this mistake again. We never used vigilance organization as a beach hunting organization in the whole organization itself. DMRC also has a CBO, the rank of Joint Secretary. A very senior engineer is in charge of the vigilance department. But to tell you honestly, except for sending out 3 or 4 people from the organization, summarily sending out, I did not have even one occasion to issue a charge sheet for a minor penalty or a major penalty. That shows the transparency with which decisions were taken and the way the manager viewed any decision that was taken. It's not that every decision was correct. I used to tell my officers that, in a construction organization like this, where we are building things, time is money. Even a day's loss is going to hurt the organization so much. For example, in phase 1 of Delhi Metro, we estimated that if the project is delayed by 1 day, it would have cost DMRC 1.5 crores, 1 day's delay. In phase 2, it was 2.5 crores a day. So always the exhortation to the officers and staff were, please take the decisions and move forward. Don't waste a day. If your decision is wrong, the manager will step in and set it right. But if you make a decision with motives, we'll capture you and we'll send you out. So simply because a wrong decision has been taken doesn't mean that it has got a vigilance angle. I'll come to that a little later because I got certain grievances against the Railway Vigilance Department as well. Swaminathan will have to bear with me. I'll come to that a little later. So, knowing the work, this thing is so important, professional competence. The 4th thing I mentioned was social responsibility. How many of us consider ourselves really accountable to the society in our works? The first and foremost thing I used to tell our people was our social responsibility to see that the money that is given to us is well spent to the best cause, the correct cause. I used to tell them that the money we are spending is government money, no doubt. But where does the government get the money? It gets from people, you and me. We pay the tax and government gets the money. It is the taxpayers' money that we are spending. So we have a responsibility to see that the project is completed on time, project is completed within the estimated cost. I used to exhort that this is our social responsibility. How do you look at it? How many of us look at it that way, our social responsibility? And when executing the project also, we didn't want to repeat the sad experience of Calcutta Metro. While constructing Delhi Metro, many of the people did not know that a tunnel was being bored below the houses. They did not even realize. We constructed the whole project with causing least inconvenience to the citizens. We used to barricade the worksites with green boards, proclaiming that greenery is our ultimate aim. And we never used to allow the roads outside getting congested and getting dirty. You may be surprised to know that it was a strict rule in Delhi Metro that any vehicle coming out of a construction site, the tires should be cleaned with water first, and only a clean truck can come out onto the road so that the roads don't get dirty. All the same, in the night, every night, after the main work is over, shift is over, we used to clean the roads, even with water if necessary, sweep the roads and see that it is kept very clean and tidy. Another responsibility we took up was that construction of Delhi Metro should not cause any traffic bottlenecks in the city. We used to plan the works well in advance, sitting with the traffic police, what improvements are necessary to see that when we take over a portion of the road as a full road, what needs to be done so that the public are not put to any inconvenience. In advance, we used to widen the roads, improve the junctions, put up even traffic lights in advance, so that public never felt that work was going on and they were being held up. In fact, there are many, when the works were going on in full swing, there was a general feeling in the city that when Delhi metro work is going on, the traffic situation is much better. No, the same thing is happening in Kochi today. Kochi, we are rebuilding the Ernakulam town road bridge. A road bridge which I constructed as SDGM. And I had misfortune to dismantle and rebuild it now. It was a 2-lane bridge, we are building it for 4 lanes. When the project was given to Delhi Metro, everybody was against it, including the government. How can you construct it? You will cause chaos in the whole city. But the way it is being built today, it has drawn admiration from everyone, media, politicians and the public. This is how we should plan our work. How many of our engineers do really plan works in that fashion? We do most of the works under compulsion of the traffic department, I find. Oh, these are all the block that's available, you plan your work. It should be the other way. You should plan such a way that the least inconvenience causes the traffic flowing, that is railway traffic, and definitely to the public. This is a social responsibility. And then dislocation of communication cables, electric cables, etc. All this we used to do it well in advance so that people are not put to any difficulty. All the same, we knew that certain works will cause difficulty to the people of the local area. And what we used to do was a sort of a community interaction before the work is started. I don't think Hyderabad Metro is doing this today. We used to meet the people of that area, particularly the people's representatives, the media, explain to them what sort of work we are going to do and how it would affect the daily life of the people there. And invite suggestions. Sometimes they will say, give some very good suggestions they would give, implement those suggestions so that least inconvenience is caused. With this community interaction, what had happened was, even if they have got certain difficulties, they are prepared to bear it. And I should very proudly proclaim that there was not even a single occasion in Delhi Metro or on Konkan Railway where the works were held up by the public at any time because they were facing difficulties. I think this is a social responsibility. And most other important thing is the green cover. Delhi is a city with lots of trees. Cutting a tree is a laborious task, a procedure to be gone through for cutting even a single tree in Delhi. It should take nearly 1 year's time to get permission to cut a tree. To see that the authorities concerned will come to our side and help us to remove the trees in time. Right from the beginning, we decided that for every tree that we cut, we will plant 10 trees as a forest, as comments of the forest. When this idea was given, that we would plant 10 trees at our cost, see that the trees are nurtured and brought up, then the government, forest department, everybody melted down. They were prepared to agree to our suggestions. I think this is under social responsibility. There was no compulsion to plant 10 trees. There was no governmental order. But we did it on our own. Now this is a social responsibility that we had. We decided to do it. And the most important thing is, in Delhi Metro particularly, and Konkan Railway also now, I would say, the financial success of the project. As I mentioned, there are more than 200 metros in the world. But all the metros depend upon either government subsidy or subsidy from the city for operation and maintenance costs, let alone for future expansions. Delhi Metro, we structured the whole thing. The financial structure of the whole project was such that, and in spite of the fact that 60% of the cost of the project was through borrowed funds from Japan. 60% of the cost of Delhi Metro is funded by Japan through soft loans. In spite of this fact, and in spite of the fact that Delhi Metro had a responsibility to service and pay back the loans are paid back by Delhi Metro, not by Government of India. Although the loans are routed to Government of India, DMRC had the responsibility to pay back the loans. And in spite of the fact that Delhi Metro's fare structure, the ticket charges, is the lowest anywhere in the world except Calcutta. Calcutta Metro has got a fare structure which is lower. In spite of all these things, we were making sufficient operational surpluses, not only to service and pay back the loan, to make the operating and maintenance expenditure. We were even funding future expansion of phase 2, phase 3. That is 5% of the cost we were putting from our own earnings. You will be surprised to know the operating ratio of Delhi Metro. You may not believe it when I tell you, it was 48. You can check up our annual accounts and see the operating ratio is 48. How is it possible? It's only because of this type of work culture. Right from the beginning we decided that we don't mind putting a little more extra money to start with investments, but we'll go for the best system, best installation, so that it requires minimum manpower for operation maintenance. World over, the standard is for every route kilometer of a metro, the staffing pattern is something like 45 to 60, every route kilometer. Calcutta has got 138. Calcutta Metro, the staffing pattern is 138 people per route kilometer. And Delhi Metro it is 36. See the difference. No wonder we are able to make so much of operation profits. And see about Calcutta Metro. The Indian Railways lose 100 crores only for operation maintenance in Delhi Metro. They don't have any responsibility for paying back the loan because all the money has been given through railway budgets. The entire capital expenditure has come from Government of India. Only operation maintenance, still they have subsidized the system by about 100 crores per annum. And what about the system itself? It is at least about 25 years behind in technology, Calcutta Metro. The speeds are still only 50 kilometers per hour. The signaling system is still very rudimentary. The absolute block system they are still pursuing, unlike Delhi Metro. Delhi Metro has gone for ATP, and now the third line is being done. The signaling system is CBTC, communication-based train control system. Most advanced signaling system they have gone. The trains are automatic. It can be run without drivers even. Automatic driving is possible. Phase 3 is going to be automatic driving. The best system they have gone. So that reduce the energy consumption, reduce the manpower deployment. That is how we are able to make it. This is again a social responsibility, I am telling you. I was managing that. I could have done anything that I wanted and come out of it. But I always felt that when I leave an organization, it must be able to sustain by itself. It should not require subsidy from the government or from the city. This is a social responsibility. Now, this is how the core values of the two organizations I bring before you. There are something more than this also, which I want to, a project of this type. Why a project? Anything that you do, the core thing is quick decision-making process. Just before coming to this, Mr. Asthana was telling me his bad experience of getting an MOU cleared by the Railway Ministry. More than 6 months it took for an MOU to be cleared. I have very bitter experience with the railways after coming out of the railways. Getting things done. The decision-making process is so slow in our organization. And to some extent, I would blame the vigilance organization also for the slow decision-making process. Because particularly projects, time is money. I have told you that each day means so much of extra expenditure in the project. People don't realize it. They think that this much of money has been given, we should finish it. And whether it is take 3 years or 6 years, nobody is bothered. Now, Jammu, Udhampur railway line is going on now, being executed by Northern Railway to Indian Railways. How many years it has taken? What is the progress? How much the cost has gone up? Has anyone gone into these things? This is going on for the last 7 years or 8 years. And percent progress is not even 25%. This is not the way projects are to be done. I essentially mainly blame the work culture of the organization for this. Individually, you find that every railway man is fully devoted, very enthusiastic, but as an organization, we are not able to deliver goods. We are not able to deliver properly. We have to find out why this is happening. So, quick decision-making process is very, very important. In Delhi Metro, you will be surprised to know the type of organization that we have. It's a very lean organization, very small. Although we were executing projects for every year, our expenditure used to be, our turnover used to be something like 8,000 crores per annum. Our organization was not even 1/4 of the construction being of the Northern Railway. Such a small, lean organization. That helps in decision making. And empowerment, proper delegation of powers. This is very important. In Delhi Metro, you may not believe me when I tell you that there are no peons in the organization. Peons are only for the managing director and the directors. HODs, who are of the rank of joint secretary, they don't have peons. There are only peons at each workstation. There are no clerks in the organization. Will you believe that? Everybody is a technical man. Everybody has to do work himself. Because we felt that it is at the critical stage that things get delayed and corruption starts. The type of building that we were doing, the contractors building and all that, in dealing with the contractors, Delhi Metro has got a very unique system. It is part of the agreement, a contract agreement, that if a contractor submits a bill, in 24 hours, 80% of the bill is released to him automatically without any check. So he is sure of the money coming back to him immediately. And the balance within a week's time. This is a part of the contract agreement. Delhi Metro cannot back out of this agreement. This is the type of assurance we used to give to the contractors. You see, in any project for that matter, one should realize that our success depends upon the success of the contractor. That was the basic philosophy I used to instill in everyone. If Delhi Metro has to succeed, our contractors should succeed first and enable them to succeed properly. You would have all the checks, all the balances, everything applied at the time of tendering process, then selecting a contractor. Once you select a contractor, then he is no more just a contractor, he is a partner in the whole effort, getting the project completed on time. And any difficulty of his becomes your difficulty as well. See that the difficulties are immediately solved. And payments are made very prompt so that he doesn't have to run to the banks and borrow money at a very exorbitant rate. That helped us to bring down the cost of the project. Every work we were able to bring down the cost of the project. This is dealing with the contractors.